What up, weebs? This might have been the best anime season we've ever had, so I'm kind of worried about God tier getting too crowded this time. Anyway, it's 4 AM and I'm hard, so let's rank some fucking anime. Dandadan is an anime that takes place in a world full of aliens and ghosts as we follow the main character on his quest of fighting them to recover something extremely valuable that was stolen from him. It was his dick and his balls. Every episode gets even more absurd than the previous one, to the point that it's hard to tell if that shit actually happened or if you're having a fever dream. Your ex-girlfriend would probably love this shit because it's just as insane as she was.
Businessman, Japanese businessman.
Despite the absurdity though, this anime is actually pretty versatile because you'll probably get emotional by episode 7 even though the plot is still about stolen testicles. On paper, it sounds difficult to take this anime seriously, but I promise you'll be invested. Dandadan is one of those anime that makes you forget you're watching one, and something about the art style made the characters look clean as fuck in every frame, so if you rock an anime profile picture, I'd highly recommend Momo Ayase because she actually changes outfits every episode, which I'm pretty sure violates one of the 10 Commandments. God tier. Dandadan is fucking amazing, and I love absolutely everything about it. Uzumaki was absolutely perfect until it got a second episode. The animation just spiraled out of control, and the studio admitted that they gave up after episode 1, thus the anime's MAL rating dropped from an 8 to a 5.9 in just one episode, which is probably a world record. Characters are running in place like Starfield NPCs, people get knocked out by punches that miss, and this is supposed to be a person walking up the stairs. However, this might be a hot take, but I don't think it's unwatchable. Yeah, the animation is laughably bad sometimes, but I'd still rather watch this instead of another generic isekai. Most modern anime are just reskins of other anime, so I thought Uzumaki was pretty unique and brave comparatively, and the black and white filter reminded me of that Ascension map from Black Ops 1. That's how fucking old I am. Uzumaki has unforgivably bad animation, but if you just watch it on your phone or whatever device has the smallest screen, and you turn down the brightness all the way, and then you put on a pair of somebody else's glasses, it actually doesn't look that bad. B tier. Arcane Season 2. Arcane is technically not an anime, it's technically an animated series, but who technically fucking cares? Arcane is an absolute spectacle, and as an anime fan, watching this made me feel like an uncontacted tribe witnessing fireworks for the first time. If you think Demon Slayer has good animation, Arcane makes Demon Slayer look like a cutscene from a DS game. The budget for this series could have probably ended world hunger, but instead, we got this. A really good League of Legends anime. Jinx and Vi are the two main characters, but this season expanded the focus onto Echo, Jace, Victor, Caitlyn, Warwick, and so many others it's almost overwhelming. And that's why they're making the third season just entirely about Rammus. It's just him. There's no other characters. Aside from having literally the best visuals ever in an animated series though, the music really stands out as well. There's basically an AMV integrated in every episode and it's always a banger. Everything in terms of art this season was absolute perfection, but the writing had a few minor flaws that made it fall a bit short of season 1 for me. Like the sex scene, for example, didn't make sense to happen when it did given the context, but I guess anything's possible in League of Lesbians. God tier is where season 2 of Arcane belongs. It's a masterpiece and it's a must-watch, but please, guys, remember to watch responsibly. No matter how good it is, just whatever you do, don't reinstall that shit. Kimi wa Meido-sama is a romance anime featuring this kid who doesn't have any parents. He's, just your average 15-year-old homeowner, and one day there's a knock at his door. Surprise, it's the hottest girl he's ever seen, dressed in a maid outfit, and she's begging to serve him. So he tells her to fuck off. Yeah, apparently she murdered people in the past. He gave her a brief job interview, and her answer to the very first question was,
I mainly perform assassinations.
But then he changes his mind and lets the murder maid live in his house, and she just starts trauma dumping immediately. Like, she can't do any activity without bringing up her terrible past. For example, if she's having rice for dinner, she'll just completely ruin the vibe by saying something like, in the past, I wasn't allowed to eat rice. My parents only fed me bugs and dirt. Or if she's going to bed, instead of saying goodnight, she'll be like, I never had a bed before. They always forced me to sleep outside, in the lake, fully submerged underwater. I found the early episodes pretty annoying because they keep trying to appeal to emotion before you even have the chance to care, and also the characters are like already in love by episode 2, so a lot of the romance just felt really forced. However, it gets a bit better when they start adding conflict and this other assassin girl joins the cast, but overall, not a great anime. If you're as weird as I am, you might enjoy it, but I wouldn't recommend it to a broad audience. C tier. Danmachi Season 5 is the 5th season of Danmachi, and what else can I say? This anime has been pretty fucking consistent, so if you enjoyed the previous seasons, then you're gonna like Season 5 too. Freya takes the spotlight this time around, and I always forget how fucking hot the women are in this anime. Danmachi has more half-naked waifus than a fucking gacha game, and I can't even show you the ending song visuals on YouTube, so you're just gonna have to trust me. Freya's walking through a field, and the camera is all the way zoomed in on her ass, like a pan piano thumbnail. It's just ass, titties, thighs, and pussy for 2 minutes straight. It's like a reward for watching the episode. Thank you for supporting our anime. Now, have some porn. Danmachi isn't perfect, it has some pretty obvious problems, but how can you not love it? The animation's good, the mythology aspect is fun, the girls are hot, and this season also has maybe the best episode of the series, so it's definitely one of the better seasons, and I think it's worthy of S tier. Blue Lock Season 2 is a historic downgrade that rivals even The Promised Neverland. I've heard people use the term PowerPoint presentation to ironically describe bad animation before, but this season of Blue Lock literally could have been made in PowerPoint. I don't understand why they even made this season if it was gonna be this bad. Like, they had to know, right? I don't get it. Guys, I think it's best if we just pretend this season never existed. Blue Lock is a great anime with only 1 season, so I'm not even gonna rank this because it simply doesn't exist. Blue Box is kinda like Blue Lock, but with animation. It's a sports romance anime about a kid named Taiki and the girl he has a crush on whose name is Chinatsu. Chinatsu is a basketball prodigy. Like, she's so good, she could skip right past the WNBA and go straight to a men's high school basketball team. But Taiki is worried about her getting transferred overseas, until he realizes that she isn't getting transferred overseas, she's actually getting transferred to his house. And now they're sharing a toilet. The funniest part is that nobody even told Taiki anything. Like, his parents must be psychotic because who the fuck adds a new person to the family without telling your son? That's just insane. But anyway, this anime looks absolutely stunning. The art and animation are both immaculate, and I almost gave it S tier for the visuals alone. It's fucking beautiful. However, there's a lot of annoying romance cliches, like when the main characters trip and fall on top of each other in a bed, or when we catch the love interest walking with another man and then it takes a full episode to tell us that he's just her cousin or some shit. I feel like every romance anime has those exact same plot points, but despite that, it's still pretty good, and the animation kept my eyes happy the whole time, even though I'm not a fan of sports anime at all. Unless they make one about women's beach volleyball, then I'll probably watch that, but yeah, it's hard to rank an anime like this without seeing the ending first, but so far, it's been a high A tier to low S tier anime. Re:Zero Season 3. I can't believe it, but this is actually the first time I've ever had the privilege of including Re:Zero in one of these tier lists, because I started making these videos right after the end of Season 2. So it's just a beautiful sight for me, and if you're not one of my subscribers and YouTube just randomly recommended you this video, well, there's something you should know. I'm a massive Re:Zero fan. I am a retard. My channel is literally named after a Re:Zero character. So if you're expecting a fair, unbiased review of Re:Zero Season 3, then you're in the wrong fucking place. Re:Zero is the greatest anime of all time. You know, back in the day, they used to call Muhammad Ali the Re:Zero of boxing. It's better than Arcane with less than 1% of the budget. It's better than Dandadan. It's better than... Where's Bleach? Get Bleach up here. It's better than Bleach. Re:Zero is the only anime to ever get its own tier above God tier. And is that a biased thing for me to do? Could be. But ask yourself why I'm biased. Maybe there's a reason. The only way to find out is to watch Re:Zero. Highly recommended. Tying the Knot with an Amagami Sister is about an atheist who moves to a shrine so he can study there, and then he tells the 3 shrine maidens that their god is fake. So naturally, they all want to fuck him now. This is one of those ecchi anime where the main character can't go 5 minutes without opening a door and finding a naked woman on accident. I feel like the harem genre would go out of business if anime characters were capable of knocking on doors, but yeah, this is a typical ecchi harem anime with all the expected tropes and cliches. animes. C tier. I guess it's not the worst anime I've fapped to this season. Ranma is a remake of an old boomer anime about a guy named Ranma whose gender changes every time he touches water, which I guess was considered to be a pretty crazy premise back in 1987, but I think we're pretty well adapted to this shit in 2024. Honestly, I'm just thankful that nobody's trying to politicize this anime. Anyway, Ranma's in an arranged marriage with a girl named Akane who hates men, and at first I thought that was sexist, but then I saw the men in this anime literally attacking her by the hundreds every morning. There's also a martial arts component to this anime that makes it a lot more interesting, and I've never seen the original, but every week I've been resisting the urge to go back and watch it just to find out what happens next. There is like one character I kind of hate, but other than him, I'm really enjoying the romance and the comedy. It's pretty impressive how the humor still holds up today despite the anime being older than you, but I think this is a high A tier, maybe low S tier anime. We'll have to see how it ends. Demon Lord 2099 is a reverse isekai where the Demon Lord respawns in a timeline where his world is merged with Earth, and now he has to adapt to life in futuristic Japan. He has a really cute subordinate girl who I guess just waited for him to respawn for like 500 years without losing an ounce of dedication. She's real as fuck for that, but other than her, I couldn't really enjoy this anime because it's essentially just a reskin of The Devil is a Part-Timer. It's not a bad anime necessarily. I mean, the dialogue is pretty funny sometimes. Like, the Demon Lord tries to save a girl from a bad guy and he tells her,
"Do not worry, I have 1 million subscribers."
Yeah, he couldn't get a real job, so his last resort was to become a YouTuber, and I may have been slightly offended, but the question you're probably wondering is, should I watch this shit? Well, have you seen The Devil is a Part-Timer? If the answer's yes, then the answer's no. And if no, you haven't seen The Devil is a Part-Timer, then go watch The Devil is a Part-Timer. B tier. Dragon Ball Daima is an anime I've heard really great things about, but I'm not caught up yet, so I wasn't going to watch it, except literally last week I got spoiled anyway about some major lore revelations, which of course is unavoidable as a YouTuber, but still, I don't know. Maybe I'll include it in the next tier list, but anyway, last but least, Shangri-La Frontier is an anime that tried to give me a fucking copyright strike for showing a couple 5-second clips of the anime, totaling only 19 seconds of my 16-minute transformative video. And it's not like I ranked it poorly and that's why they're mad. No, I'm pretty sure I even glazed it. Putting this anime any lower than S tier is like saying Amber Heard shouldn't do porn. It's just wrong. Alright, so the part about Amber Heard still stands, but I'm obviously not giving this S tier anymore after I probably helped them actually by recommending their anime to 300,000 people and got rewarded with a slap in the fucking balls. I'm sure the second season was good because the first one admittedly was, but I'm just not gonna watch or promote an anime that directly attacked my channel. Except for ReZero. Me and ReZero have a healthy, abusive relationship. It's been a few years since they've given me a strike though, and I've made hundreds of videos about ReZero, so it's not crazy to imagine I'd be hitting the crossfire every now and then. But the one time I briefly mentioned Shangri-La Frontier, they send the fucking SWAT team to stop me from giving them free advertising. So yeah, watch it if you want, just don't make a video about it, or you might end up like an OpenAI whistleblower. Thanks everyone for watching the video. I had to stop playing Path of Exile 2 for this, so make sure you give it a like and subscribe for the next one. I probably have to make that awards video next, so stay tuned for that, but yeah, I gotta go take a shit, so until next time, love you, or see ya, or peace. Peace out. Yeah, bye.